So, want to be closed. The last. Perhaps you can hear Srila Prabhupada. From the Amrita Vani. About attaining perfection. So it's the path leading to the ultimate goal of life full of impediments. Srila Prabhupada says, persons who want immediate happiness may seem to face no inconvenience at present. Whereas persons who want ultimate fortune may face difficulties. So aspiring devotees should accept the difficulties. To accept such difficulties is called tolerance. So one who is not tolerant has not practiced tolerance. So he can hardly advance in spiritual life and understand, because he is choosing the easy way. So there's a question, please explain. The Bhagavad Gita verse that begins, Sarvadhaman Parityaja. Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita that one should give up all varieties of religion and surrender unto Him. That same Lord also said that by giving up one's own occupational duty and taking up another's one should not achieve benefit. So it is better, he said, to die engaged in one's swadharma than to engage in the practice of another's dharma. So where's the consistency between these two statements? Human beings cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by mundane knowledge or exercising their own intelligence or expertise. We can know Him only by His mercy. So if we discuss Sri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's and pastimes, we will be able to solve what appears to be a contradiction in Lord Krishna's statements. Chaitanya Dev appeared in this world to preach Krishna Katha and to show the world Krishna's magnanimous pastimes. He thought that we should hear his teachings with full attention. After accepting sannyas, Mahaprabhu lived at the house of Chandrasekhara in Kashi. At that time, Sri Sanatana Prabhu was Chakramalika, the Prime Minister in the King of Bengal's Royal Assembly was also present. He asked Mahaprabhu, Geyami, Genamaya Jari Dabha Toya, Yanahijani Kimanahitaya, Kiyami, who am I? Who am I? Why do the threefold miseries always give me trouble? If I do not know this, how can I be benefited? Then Mahaprabhu replied, Chirasvarubhai Krishna Nityadas, Krishnena Tadashta Shakti Vidabheda Prakash, Suryavam Sakirana Haichi Agni Chvarajaya, Sabhavi Krishna Radina Prakash Shakti Hoya. It is the living entity's constitutional position to be an eternal servant of Krishna, because he is the marginal energy of Krishna and a manifestation simultaneously one with and different from the Lord. Like a molecular particle of sunshine or fire, Krishna has three varieties of energy. Krishna bole se jivan aribhi mukha, adeva maya dhane jaya samsara dukkha. Forgetting Krishna, the living entity has been attracted by the external feature from time immemorial. Therefore, the illusory energy, Maya, gives him all kinds of misery in this material existence. So we are one with the Lord. In the same time we are different because we have turned away from Him. Now we are attracted by the external feature from time immemorial, since thousands, millions of lifetimes. Therefore, the illusory energy Maya gives him all kinds of misery in his material existence. And he says, Sadhu Shastra Kipayari Karnamukara Hoy He Jivanishtari Maya Dahari Jadaya. If the conditioned soul becomes Krishna conscious, conscious of Krishna, Krishna consciousness. What means Krishna consciousness? He is everywhere. He is sitting in the heart of every living being. Everything is Him. Everything is His energy. Everything is personal also. This we do not understand, realize. If the conditioned soul becomes Krishna conscious by the mercy of saintly persons who voluntarily preach scriptural injunctions and help him to become Krishna conscious, the conditioned soul is liberated from the clutches of Maya, who gives him up. So it's so powerful. If one comes from the other side, from the transcendental plane, and saves the conditioned soul, then she may be liberated from the clutches of Maya, of illusion, that thinking that this world is only existing for my enjoyment, and I have to run for happiness and avoid all other kind of problems. So this is, until we have not understood, we are conditioned souls. That He Krishna Bhaja Kari Gurura Sevana, Maya Chale Jute, Paya Krishna Chalana. If the conditioned soul engages in the service of the Lord and simultaneously carries out the orders of his spiritual master and serves him, he can get out of the clutches of Maya, become eligible for shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. So the living entities are Krishna's eternal servants, and Krishna is their eternal master. We are not these bodies, but spirit souls, parts and parcels of Krishna. This is the verdict of scriptures. So this we have to understand this, the beginning. Ke ami, ke amaya jaladapat paya, iha nahi jane kamani hitahaya. Who am I? I am this body, I am Austrian, I am German, I am Indian, I am that man, lady, tree, animal. No. We are not these bodies, but we are spirit souls, parts and parcels of Krishna. This is the verdict of scripture. When we forget this, however, and consider the body and mind as the self, we suffer various inconveniences. We come to identify ourselves with the family, the country in which we were born. We proudly consider ourselves Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, or Shudras, Mlecchas, males, females, and so on. As our bodies grow, we also learn to consider ourselves children, adults, or old men. Accepting the body as the self, we proudly identify ourselves as Indian, Bengali, British, Hindu, Muslim, Marathi, Punjabi, or Bihari. We are proud to think of ourselves as brahmacharis, grihastha, or sannyas. These are the varieties of religion, and from there we create or imagine religious principles. So, Lord Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita. In it he states that the spirit soul is eternal and unchangeable, that the material body is temporary and subject to change. Those who think the spirit soul changes when the material body undergoes change, they are fools. The phrase Sarvadaman refers to all the varieties of religions that come when one considers the material body, the self, including the religion based on the 4 varnas and ashramas. In fact, it refers to all kinds of religion within the 14 worlds that are not related to serving Krishna. So these so-called religions, what we create, Varnashram, Dharma, and all what is, and what in on this planet, all these religions, and in the whole universe, they are Kaitava Dharma, means cheating religions. They are not revealing to us who we are. They are just here, we want support our material conscious, our material life in this world. We want relief from pain and troubles. And in this way, we are not understanding Kayami, who am I, what is my real nature. So in fact it refers to all kinds of religion within the 14 worlds that are not related to serving Krishna. The merciful Lord instructs that we should give up the temporary physical and mental activities and completely forget about bodily concept of life. He wants us to serve the super soul. But the conditioned soul cannot accept this. Simple instructions. In the next line, the Supreme Lord said, Aham dvam sarvabhebhyo moksha yeshyami. I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. So, Savadaman Parityaja, first he says, give up all these so-called religions. Aham dvam aham, I will deliver you from all sinful reaction. Aham dvam sava bhabebhyo moksha yasyami mahasuja. So the living entities cannot imagine that giving up temporary religious principles does not occur by the conditioned souls who are indifferent to these principles. Consider not performing some temporary religious principles sinful. Not only sinful, but they imagine that by avoiding these temporary principles they will never find deliverance. Therefore the Lord said, Mahasujaha. So you should give up all this. Mahasujaha means don't worry, do not worry. Lord Sri Krishna personally came to give us instruction about how to serve Him. Are we following His instructions? Are we serious about His order? If we do not follow His orders or the orders contained in Scripture, if we simply float along on our own imagination, consider prohibited activities as duty, and neglecting the spiritual master's teachings, then who can be blamed for our failures? So we cannot blame anyone in this world except ourselves, because I have chosen to go in this way. I have chosen this way and I have to enjoy or suffer the reaction of my desire, what I have in this world. I cannot blame anyone else. I am the rascal. Not the others make my life to hell, or others are guilty for my unhappiness. So how can one go back? Is it possible that we close this curtain? I do not want the neighbors or outsiders. How can one go back to Godhead? Lord Hari is the only self-manifest object and an ocean of mercy. When we are inclined to serve Him, He mercifully reveals Himself to us, His name, form, qualities and pastimes. So, it's an ocean of mercy, the Lord. He is self-manifest. If we are inclined to serve Him, really serve Him for His pleasure, not we serve Him that He gives us what we want. Yes? For His pleasure. Then He mercifully reveals Himself to us. Through His name, form will manifest. You will see the qualities, how loving, how beautiful. And His pastimes. He is not that matter, or He is something that, some impersonal thing. Don't think that we come from nothing. He is the original enjoyer. Everything is meant for His enjoyment. And I also meant for His enjoyment. So if I want to separately enjoy, then we're sitting here in this party and think, how can I enjoy it? So, material enjoyers are overwhelmed by the pride of considering themselves the cause of their own activities. But that pride blinds them from seeing the Supreme Lord. If one wishes to realize the Lord in his pure heart, he must hear about Krishna attentively. Mundane experience cannot help one realize the Supreme Consciousness. Spirit is realized only through spiritual cultivation and seen only through spiritual eyes. So only servants can see the object of their service. The worshipable Lord mercifully manifests Himself before His worshipper. Therefore, first we practice introspection, then comes the external vision. Any question on anything to add? Argument against? What means introspection? Introspection. To watch yourself. To go inside. Go inside you. Then comes the external vision. External does not mean first you have to go in who you are, your spirit, soul. And on this level, he will see that he is not alone, that there's so many living beings on the internal, on the level of soul, Atma. And this is also a kind of external vision. Despite seeing the materialists undergo much distress, it is to be understood that those entering material life, regardless, must have strong desire for sense gratification. Otherwise, they would not have taken the risk. Parents are available in every birth, but auspicious instruction may not. So instead of acting as one's own spiritual doctor, there one should accept the treatment of an experienced devotee physician. So it is our duty to seek the association of sincere devotees. If our hearts are filled with laziness, duplicity, or material desire, we will receive a spiritual master according to our interest in spiritual life. You agree? We can only attain the ultimate goal by taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master who is dear to Krishna, who chants Krishna's holy names. If one is fortunate, then by Krishna's mercy, one will certainly meet such a bona fide spiritual master. So, by our sincerity, by our good fortune, and then by Krishna's mercy, one will certainly meet such a bona fide spiritual master. Sometimes we may meet him, but we may not recognize him. Because we have not got the eyes to see who is who. Because we are looking for our enjoyment, our comfort. So we choose always where we can get pleasure. But this may not be the help for our spiritual understanding. Those with no character can neither chant the holy name nor recite Srimad Bhagavatam. Only the Lord's devotees are qualified to recite scripture and chant the holy name. Hari's pure name does not emanate from people without good character, who are full of material desire and pride. Whatever those persons say is poisonous and illusioned. That is why it is improper to hear Harikatha from just anybody. Hearing from improper persons will create inauspiciousness rather than auspiciousness. Prabhupada says it straight. You will rarely hear this. Because everybody thinks himself, I am bona fide. Therefore, one should firmly abandon the association of those who have rejected their spiritual master and who are averse to their guru's service. So by associating with such people, one will certainly be ruined. Harikatha should be heard from those devoted to their spiritual master. When we hear from the proper source, we ourselves will become fixed at Guru and Krishna's feet. And in chanting the holy name, we will also find the determination and strength to surrender to the Lord. So by hearing about Krishna from Akinjana devotees. What means Akinjana? Anybody knows? Yes, one has nothing belongs to him. has no possession in this material world. By hearing about Krishna from Akinchan devotees and under the influence of their association, we will realize that devotional service is our only shelter. At that time, impersonalism, fruitive activities, mental speculation, and mystic perfection will all appear insignificant. The ultimate fortune is to take shelter of Krishna. Whether we are educated or uneducated, strong or weak. If we take shelter of the Supreme Lord, we will attain the goal of our life. So the Lord's devotees appear in this world to benefit ordinary living entities. They are not bound by any mundane duties and are not compelled to appear in the material world. Yet they come. Their only business is to make everyone Krishna conscious by diverting their godless propensities. So when one considers his spiritual master non-different from Gadadhar Pandit, his journey to Vraja is confirmed. When one thinks otherwise, he is in trouble. It is the duty of the intelligent to follow the Mahajans. To think one can attain perfection by one's own endeavor is a mature conception. To think this leads only towards material existence and not to Vraja. So very important line. To think one can attain perfection by one's own endeavor is a material conception. Still there is the attitude that I can do it, I am the doer, I am the master, I can do. It is a material conception, I, my. We are always dependent on the Lord Chaitanya. We are always dependent on the pure souls, Akinchana. To think this leads only towards material existence, and it will not to Vraja, not to the spiritual home of Krishna. When we think that we are able to attain perfection by our own endeavor, this we should always be conscious, that we should become dependent, and we become dependent on the Lord, and we are also agreeing whatever He may arrange, whatever situation may come, we will accept. Because we become dependent on Him. To such a dependent or to such a devoted soul, He will come, He will save. He will test the devotee so many ways. But if the devotees is ready, like the Vrajapasis, they would give their life 1,000 times if the Lord wants it. So, because they know they are not, they are fixed in their position, they will never lose. So what is the most essential factor of the living entities? Forgetting their original constitutional position. So, the most essential factor, that we forgot our original constitutional position, who we are. When I ask you now who you are, you will say, I am a spirit soul. But you're not acting as spirit soul. You're running for your bodily comfort, for your mental. So we are covered, we are not free. Forgetting the original constitution, the people of this world consider religiosity, economic development, sense gratification and liberation the ultimate goal of life. The fifth objective, however, Krishna Prema, dwarfs these other objectives, to reduce these other objectives. Sri Gauranga Dev distributed Krishna Prema. Although he is Krishna himself, it is he who gives Krishna Prema. There is no instructor superior to Sri Gauranga Dev. It's a very beautiful explanation for one who can follow what we heard. Anything more to say? Something clear? Everything clear? And we can close. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudeva ki jai. Nitai Gaura Pramanandi Manchakalpatarubhyascha Tosindubhya evacha Vadithan Bhavan